Hi, hello friends. Good morning and welcome to this new video. And as we are studying about the river systems, today we shall study about the great river Brahmaputra, which is originating from Himalaya and flowing through Tibet and entering into Arunachal Pradesh, later into Assam, then go into Bangladesh and fall into Bay of Bengal. That is the route of this river. We shall study in detail about the Brahmaputra. So the Brahmaputra rises in Tibet, east of Mansarovar Lake, very close to the source of Indus and Satluj. So when we were studying about river Indus, I hope you remember, the river was starting from the Manasarovar Lake. So Manasarovar Lake is somewhere here, and from there it was flowing towards the east, towards the west, and entering into Jammu and Kashmir and so on. That was the way Indus was going. So Brahmaputra is also starting just the other side of the Manasarovar Lake. So this side Indus starts flows this way, and Brahmaputra starts here and flows this way. So it is going in opposite sides. And what is dividing them is, separating them is the Manasarovar Lake. And it is originating very close to the place where Indus is originating, and also the tributary Satluj also is originating near to this Manasarovar Lake. Then it is slightly longer than Indus, and most of its course lies outside India. So this river Brahmaputra, it is slightly longer than river Indus, and most of the time Brahmaputra river is flowing outside India. So it is originating in Tibet and it is flowing through Tibet for such a long distance, and then it is entering into Arunachal Pradesh. And it flows eastwards parallel to Himalayas. So Himalaya is going this way and the river also is flowing parallel to Himalaya. So both are going in the same direction. Then on reaching Namcha Barwa, that is the mountain, Namcha Barwa, and the height of this mountain is 7,757 meters. So when it is reaching this Namcha Barwa, it is making a U-turn. It turns and entering into India in Arunachal Pradesh. So it goes around this Namcha Barwa and then suddenly turns and entering into Arunachal Pradesh. You can see the blue line, that is the Brahmaputra river. So it is entering into India near Namcha Barwa. Then and it is entering into Arunachal Pradesh through a gorge. So there is a gorge. Gorge means deep cut. So near that mountain, near that hill, Namcha Barwa, there is a deep gorge is there, and the river Brahmaputra entering into India through that gap, through that gorge. Here it is called Diham. So here the Brahmaputra river, when it is entering into Arunachal Pradesh, it is called Diham. I hope you remember Diham Valley, one of the district. The name is given according to the river. So Diham, and it is joined by the Dibam. So Diham river is the original Brahmaputra, and there another tributary called Dibam. Another river is coming and joining into Brahmaputra. The Lohit and Kenula, another tributaries that are joining Brahmaputra are, apart from Dibam, Lohit, the Kenula, and the many other tributaries to form Brahmaputra in Assam. So the river is called Brahmaputra when it is reaching Assam. In Arunachal Pradesh it is known by different names. So it is known as Diham, and it has got many tributaries. The major tributaries are Dibang, Lohit and Kenula. These are the three major tributaries of Brahmaputra, and then it enters into Assam. Then what special news about Brahmaputra is Brahmaputra is known as Tasangpo in Tibet. So we said first the river is starting in Tibet and flowing through Tibet for a long time, and there it is known as Tasangpo. The Brahmaputra river in Tibet is known as Tasangpo, and when it is entering into Bangladesh, so after crossing Meghalaya, it will be entering into Bangladesh, and there it will be known as Jamuna. So we see Brahmaputra river, it has got different names in different places. First of all, it is going through different countries. First of all, it is starting in Tibet, and there it is called Tasangpo. Then when it is entering into Arunachal Pradesh, it is known as Diham. And then it is entering into Assam, it is called Brahmaputra. Then it is entering into Bangladesh, there it is known as Jamuna, and so on. So same river, but it is given different name according to the local custom or local language. Then in Tibet, river carries a small volume of water. So when this river is starting from Tibet, it is carrying a very little water. The amount of water river is carrying is very little. What could be the reason? So in order that river gets plenty of water, there should be either there should be melting of the snow glacier, or there should be heavy rainfall. So but the place where it is starting, it is not a very heavy rainfall place. It is a dry region, and therefore there is no much rain. So it is passing through cold and dry place. So cold, because of cold, ice is not melting, so it is not having much water, and the area also is very dry. Then here the river carries large volume of water and considerable amount of silt. So when it is flowing through this Tibet, it is not carrying much water, and therefore we can say it has no much force. It cannot carry the silt and other elements, other soil. But when it is entering into India, it is passing through areas of heavy rainfall. For example, Arunachal Pradesh is a place of heavy rainfall. Therefore, suddenly the volume of water increases in the river, and it is able to carry lot of water. The water volume is increasing because of heavy rainfall. So it is suddenly changing as it is entering into India. The climate is changed, the rainfall is increased, and so on. Then therefore water volume is increased, and therefore it will be carrying a lot of silt, sand, soil, and so on. Then the Brahmaputra has a braided channel in its entire length in Assam and forms many riverine islands. So as the Brahmaputra is flowing through Assam, it has got many braided channels. Braided means sudden turn. The river is flowing, then suddenly it is turning, U-turn like. So such kind of places, it is creating a lot of riverine islands. Because the river is, for let's say example, it is flowing this way, and suddenly it is turning this way. So this area may become like an island, because it is carrying a lot of soil, lot of silt, and it is depositing there, and it will become higher and higher, and it will form like an island. And we know in Brahmaputra one famous island is there called Majuli Island. It is one of the biggest river islands in the world where people are inhabited. There are many islands are there, big ones are there, but those places people are not staying. But Among the village, among the islands where people are staying, this Majuli Island is the biggest in the world. So it is because of the river suddenly changing its course. So all the soil that it is bringing, it will deposit there, and slowly it will turn out to be an island, and people can stay there. But when the rain comes, flood will be there, water level will be increasing, and the people will be facing a lot of problems. So it is not very safe to stay in the river islands. And every year during the rainy season, the river overflows its bank, causing widespread devastation due to floods in Assam and Bangladesh. So when it is raining, when the raining season comes, the river is overflowing. And when the river is overflowing, all the people who are nearby, both sides of the river, they are affected. People in Assam and people in Bangladesh, they are affected because they are plain regions, and the water is affecting the people living there. Their life, their property, their livestock, everything is destroyed. So the river is very big river, and it is carrying such a long amount, such a high amount of water, and when it is flooded, it destroys all the property of the people there. So unlike the North Indian rivers of the Brahmaputra is marked by huge deposits of silt on its bed, causing the river bed to rise. And the river also shifts its channels frequently. So comparing to other northern rivers like Indus and Ganga, we can say Brahmaputra is depositing huge amount of silt on the bed. So the river is carrying lot of amount of silt, and it is depositing at the bed of the river. So what happens? The river is coming up higher and higher because it is depositing lot of soil, lot of silt there, and therefore it is causing the floods very fast because the depth of the river is very low because of depositing this silt, sand, soil, and so on. And also the river is changing its course very often. So maybe because of the deposit of the silt, the river will bring and deposit in one place, and that place become higher. Afterwards, when the dry season comes, water level will go down, and the water cannot flow straight because lot of silt is deposited there. Therefore, the river will go another way, it will change its course. So that's why this Brahmaputra river, since it is flowing through Assam, the plain region, the steep is not there. It is flowing through plain area, and therefore when the soil is deposited in certain places, that place becomes high and the river changes its course. So very often, or in many places, we see the Brahmaputra river is changing its courses. So that is a very serious situation because people's property, life, everything, farmland, everything may be destroyed when the river is changing its course. So this year the river may be flowing this way, another year the river may change and go through that side, another year the river may change again and come this side and take this side. So people cannot live peacefully at the bank of the river. Their property, their life, everything may be destroyed, everything may be in danger. So that is a great thing. So these are the three northern rivers that we study, or three Himalayan rivers, that is the Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. These are the three rivers, and Brahmaputra is more close to us because it is flowing through Arunachal and Assam and so on. So we know more about Brahmaputra. We experience the fury, the huge power of the river when it is carrying a lot of water, especially during the rainy season and so on. We can see in the TV, the pictures in the newspaper and so on, how furious the river is during the rainy season. So we come to the end of this Himalayan rivers, and now we will shift our attention to peninsular rivers. So long we are talking about the North Indian rivers, the rivers that are in the northern India. Then now we come to Peninsular Region. This region is called Peninsular Region. So here also some rivers are there. So the rivers here, they are all flowing this way and entering into Arabian Sea, and the Indus is entering into Bay of Bengal. Sorry, the Indus is entering into Arabian Sea. Other rivers are entering into Bay of Bengal and so on. Now we will see about the Peninsular Rivers. So we have many peninsular rivers are there, not as long as the Himalayan rivers, but they are small. They are small in size, small in length. So the main water divide in peninsular India is formed by Western Ghats, which runs from north to south close to the western coast. So in the beginning of this lesson, I hope you remember what we studied, the water divide. We learned something about water divide, which is separating one river from the other river. So there is a mountain range called Western Ghats, starting from here along the coast. So not very close to the coast, but little away. Coastal lands are there, but this area, the Western Ghats are there, and they act as a water divide. So this side of the river will flow into this Arabian Sea, and this side of the Western Ghat is flow into the Bay of Bengal. So this mountain is very high, and that is separating the rivers. Some rivers will flow this side, another rivers will flow this side. So here Western Ghat is there, and naturally the rivers flowing to Arabian Sea, rivers flowing into Bay of Bengal will be longer, because from here to here the Bay of Bengal is far. For them, this side rivers, the Bay of the Arabian Sea is nearer. Therefore, after flowing for few kilometers distance, they will be entering into the sea. But here they have to flow such a long distance to reach to the sea. So the rivers flowing into Bay of Bengal will be much longer than the rivers flowing from Western Ghat to Arabian Sea. And most of the major rivers on the peninsula, such as the Mahanadi, so which are the rivers of the peninsular region? One is the Mahanadi, the Godavari, the Krishna, the Kaveri. They flow eastwards and drain into the Bay of Bengal. So these four major rivers, which are they? Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna and Kaveri. These four rivers, they flow towards east. They originate from top of this Western Ghats and they flow into the Bay of Bengal. So they are flowing towards the east and they will fall into the Bay of Bengal. Then these rivers make deltas at their mouths. So just like any other river, these Mahanadi, Krishna, Godavari and Kaveri, they also create lot of deltas. They carry the silt and the fertile soil and deposit at the mouth of the river, and they create delta there. So farmers can use that area for cultivating. It will produce a lot of crops. Then there are numerous small streams flowing west of the Western Ghats, and there are so many small streams are there. We cannot call them very big river because the distance that they are covering is very short, and there are so many small rivers are there or streams are there. So they flow the western side of the Western Ghats. And then the Narmada and Tapi are the only long rivers which flow west and make estuaries. So there are two rivers that start from the Western Ghats and flow into the west and fall into the Arabian Sea. And so all other ones we can say they are only just streams, but two big rivers are Narmada and Tapi. So remember the names. The two rivers that are flowing towards the west and entering into the Arabian Sea. They are, what are they? They are Narmada and Tapi. And The drainage basins of the peninsular rivers are comparatively small in size. So the basin that they are creating, the valley that they are creating, or the area that they are flowing through, it is very small in size comparing to the Himalayan rivers which are flowing so many thousands of kilometers. The peninsular rivers are not flowing such a long distance. They are flowing very short distance, and therefore the area that they are draining, the area that they are flowing through is not very big in size. So that is just introduction about these peninsular rivers. And let us study about the first river. They are Narmada. We said Narmada and Tapi are the rivers that are flowing towards the west and entering into the Arabian Sea. So let us see about Narmada. So the Narmada rises in Amarkanda hills. So the place where Narmada is originating is Amarkanda hills in Madhya Pradesh. So it is starting somewhere in Madhya Pradesh, and it is a place called Amarkandak. Then it flows towards the west in a rift valley formed due to faulting. So it is flowing through a rift valley which is formed through rifting, and it formed through faulting, and it is flowing through that rift valley. And on its way to the sea, the Narmada creates many picturesque locations. So though the distance is very short, it is flowing and soon it will reach the Arabian Sea. But on the way, as it is flowing, it creates many picturesque locations. Picturesque means very beautiful. So there are waterfalls are there. All these are creating a lot of beautiful sceneries. Then the marble rocks near Jabalpur, where the Narmada flows through a deep gorge, and Dudhar Falls, where the river plunges over steep rocks, are some of the notable ones. So what are some of the beautiful scenery it is making? One is the marble rock. So where the river is flowing, the down part, the bottom part looks like marble, shining, reflecting. So maybe underneath it is a rocky place, therefore it looks like a marble, nicely shining. So that is a very beautiful scenery. Another thing is, it is creating waterfall. It is flowing through a deep gorge, and it is the Duandhar Falls. It is creating a waterfall. The name of the waterfall Narmada is creating is called Dudhwar. Then it is falling into from the top of the rock into very deep place, and it is creating another waterfall. So these waterfalls that it is creating, or the beautiful scenery where it is flowing still looks like a marble place, and so all these are very beautiful sceneries. So as we said, the river is creating a lot of beautiful sceneries. Though it is short distance, it is creating beautiful scenery. Therefore it is attracting a lot of tourists. People come there to see, to watch, and so on. So if you have time, you can also visit Madhya Pradesh, see the Narmada river, the beautiful waterfalls, and so on. So I hope you all will get a chance in the future when you go out for study or work or whatever it is, or as a tourist you can visit and see all these places by yourself and experience the beauty of nature. So we shall wind up for today, and tomorrow we will study about another river, that is about Tapi river. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.